It's an action-packed Thursday in the courts, and trust us here on India Today to get you every single update that counts. Let's break down for you the 3 cases that you need to be tracking with us here on India Today. Case 1 is in the Varanasi Civil Court. The Gyanvapi survey report will be submitted today along with 3 petitions that are coming up in the Varanasi court. The Supreme Court today will also be hearing all parties in the Gyanvapi case, the Muslim petitioners as well as the Hindu Sena, which has filed an intervention plea. Case number 3, it's not just Varanasi and Kashi everyone's talking about, but also Mathura, because the Mathura court is going to be deciding on the Krishna Janmabhoomi versus Shahi Idgah Mosque case. Very, very similar to what's playing out with regards to the Gyanvapi controversy in Varanasi. These 3 cases, we're getting you every single update here on India Today. Let's begin with an exclusive news break. So with this report now having been submitted by the former court commissioner, let's also tell you about what's expected in the Varanasi Civil Court. Because today the court will be hearing 3 pleas related to this very issue of the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy. Importantly, the survey report will also be submitted in court today. Let me break down for you the 3 petitions that have been filed before the Varanasi court that will be heard today. Petition 1, seeking permission to offer prayers at this claimed Shivling that's been found on the premises. Petition 2 has demanded shifting pipelines through which water is being supplied for namazis to perform wazu, where the alleged Shivling has been found in the wazukhana. In petition 3, the Hindu side has asked that Ajay Mishra be included in the survey work. Ajay Mishra is the one who submitted an independent report now. He was removed by the Varanasi court for allegedly leaking information about the survey to the media.
अच्छा सर, ये बताइए कि जो उनकी रिपोर्ट आई है, उस रिपोर्ट तो अब सार्वजनिक हो चुकी है। उसमें ये कहा गया है कि दूसरे दिन जो है वो पुलिस और प्रशासन से सहयोग नहीं मिल पाया। मुस्लिम पक्ष जो था वो अग्रेसिव था, इस वजह से वो नहीं कर पाए। जब आप लोगों ने जब सब लोगों ने किया तो ऐसी कोई चीज़ आपको दिखी?
नहीं, एकदम शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से हुई। पूरा सहयोग प्रशासन का भी रहा, पुलिस का भी रहा। एकदम बहुत ही अच्छे माहौल में हुई। एकदम सौहार्दपूर्ण माहौल में हम लोग की कमीशन की कार्रवाई अमल में आई है।
किसी तरह का कोई उसमें रुकावट, बाधा आप लोग को आपको नहीं मिली?
कोई रुकावट नहीं मिली। एकदम शांतिप्रिय तरीके से एकदम आराम से काम हुआ। पूरा प्रशासन जानता है, पूरी मीडिया जानती है, आप सब लोग जानते हैं। बहुत ही
पहले दिन 6 मई को जब हुआ था, 7 मई को हुआ था,
उस समय मैं नहीं मौजूद था वहाँ पे, तो उसके बारे में मुझे कहना उचित नहीं होगा।
अच्छा, मुस्लिम पक्ष से भी सहयोग था पूरा?
जो वकील थे और जो प्रतिवादी संख्या 4 के मुंशी थे एजाज मोहम्मद, उनका भी सहयोग था वहाँ पे।
किसी तरह की कोई आप लोगों को प्रॉब्लम?
कोई नहीं।
Let's take this across now to Anisha Mathur for all the legal updates that are expected today. Anisha, as far as the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy is concerned, we're going to be tracking what's playing out in the Supreme Court and alongside that what's happening in the Varanasi Civil Court. Explain something for us. If the Supreme Court today actually stays this entire survey report, does that mean that the Varanasi Court cannot go ahead and look into the details of the report?
Well, yes, definitely, Ashita. If the Supreme Court passes any orders for a stay, that definitely means that any and all survey reports will be kept sealed, that the Varanasi court will not be able to look into the survey reports, that no proceedings will happen in the Varanasi court with regard to any of these petitions that have been filed. Now, we'll have to wait and see what the Supreme Court actually does, because remember on Tuesday when this matter had come up, the Apex Court had said that we do not want to pass any orders ex parte. We will hear the Hindu side, we will hear the UP government, and then we will pass any orders in this particular case. So today, most definitely, the Muslim side will be pressing their plea to stay the proceedings in the Varanasi court. They will also be, they have also questioned the legality of the Varanasi court's order that was passed on the 16th of May, in which it had passed orders to seal the area and to restrict entry into the premises, saying that and had accepted the oral argument of one of the Hindu petitioners that a Shivling has been found. Because remember, so far the videos that have surfaced are not from the survey itself. Those are older videos. What was found in the survey, what has been actually found on the premises, what the court commissioners say, we do not know at this moment. government. What we do know is that one report filed by the former court commissioner who was sacked, that says that yes, there is an idol of Shringar Gauri, there are evidences of rituals there, which is something that was already known. This is in fact the subject of the case, that the petitioners have said that since the Shringar Gauri temple is there, remove the encroachments, allow us to do daily pujas at the Shringar Gauri temple. Remember, what Ajay Mishra's report is talking about is the already existing Shringar Gauri temple, where rituals are conducted by court order every for all the major puja days, like three times a year, major puja days, the Shringar Gauri temple is opened. The petitioners have asked for free access to that temple, saying that this has been in existence. You cannot restrict us on particular days. Now, whether and that is the Shringar Gauri area, which is the subject matter of one of the petitions. The rest of the area where other petitions have been filed to open up the rest of the premises is also something that the courts will have to consider. But today, whether the Supreme Court passes any orders, what the UP government says, what the Hindu side says, is what is going to be important in the Supreme Court. Of course, in the civil court in Varanasi, what the court commissioners say is also going to be very, very crucial to watch. Back to you.
Very true, very true. We'll see what exactly plays out in both courts. And Anisha, I request you to stay on with us. I want to essentially simplify this as much as we can for the viewer and explain all the petitions that have been filed so far in the Varanasi Civil Court as well as in the Supreme Court in this matter. So let's break that down for you. Let's begin with what's happening in the Varanasi Civil Court, because you're going to be seeing essentially the survey report being filed today by the team that conducted the survey within the Gyanvapi Mosque for 3 days. So that report will be submitted today in court after they'd sought an extension earlier. Petition 2 seeks removal of a wall in the Gyanvapi Mosque so that Hindus can offer prayers at that spot where allegedly the Shivling has been found within the Vazukhana. So that is one of the petitions that's been filed. A lot of it will depend on what really the survey report says, based on which perhaps we can expect the Varanasi court to make a ruling or take a decision. But also what's it dependent on? It's dependent on what plays out in the Supreme Court today. Last time around, 2 days ago, the Supreme Court, while hearing this matter, had said that you must seal off the premises where the claimed Shivling has been found. What will they decide on today? Because the Muslim side has made it very clear that they want a stay on this entire matter. They want to stay on the survey report. If the Supreme Court actually does that, it will mean that the hearing in the Varanasi Civil Court is also stalled. So those are, in fact, the cases that come up in the Varanasi court as well as the Supreme Court today, which we're tracking very, very closely. I want to take this back across to Anisha Mathur for more details. Anisha, let's focus for a moment on what's happened in the Varanasi court in this particular matter. Because, you know, the survey report that will be submitted today will perhaps decide, in a sense, how things will move forward in this Gyanvapi Mosque controversy. A lot of it is dependent on what the survey team has found.
Well, Akshita, let's break this down with regard to the legal steps that have to be considered. First of all, the petitions before the Varanasi court, the original petitions, if I may correct myself, the original petitions before the Varanasi court are with regard to the right to worship at the specific temples and idols. There is a Shringar Gauri temple, which they are saying that the idol of Shringar Gauri is there, which is where 3 or 4 times a year there are pujas and rituals allowed. The petitioners have said that we as devotees should have unhindered right of access, and that is why they want that the encroachments, that the mosque area which is blocking the path to the Shringar Gauri temple should be removed and the right to worship should be allowed. Other than that, there is a claim that there is a Shiv temple, that there is a Ganesh temple, that there are at least 3 other temples in that very premises which have been blocked off and taken over and, according to the Hindu side, encroached upon by the mosque that is that has been created there. Now, what they are saying is that since these temples predate the mosque is an encroachment and should be removed. And on that issue is where this entire controversy lies, that the court had said that you conduct a survey first, let's figure out what is actually there, and then we can go ahead with considering whether this matter can be heard, whether there is any validity to the claims that are being made to the Hindu side. So yes, of course, what the survey report says is going to be very, very crucial to see. But legally, the question of whether the claim itself is valid and whether the claim itself can be acted upon is the legal point before the courts. There is absolutely no question on the fact that there are temple remains in that area. The Shringar Gauri idol, as I just said, has been acknowledged, and rituals are permitted there a few times a year. What the Hindu side wants is unfettered access, saying that they remove the mosque completely so that our temple can be restored to us. Now, whether that plea can be considered at all by the courts in the light of the Places of Worship Act is the legal point on which the civil court as well as the Supreme Court now will have to consider, because even as the survey report, as we saw Ajay Mishra's report saying that there is evidence that vermilion was used, there's a diya there which has obviously been used, there are idols there. That is something, that is where the point of contention lies, that can the courts today, overturning the Places of Worship Act, say that yes, because there was a temple that predated the mosque that has been there for 300 years, can the courts today say that no, we will order to removal of the mosque so that these temples can be restored? Or will the courts sort of create some sort of a balance and say that you give access to the idols which are already, the temples which are already in existence, let them go to the Shringar Gauri temple, let them go to the Ganesh temple and conduct their rituals, and try and create a balance between both the mosque and the temple existing in the same place. And if you see the Places of Worship Act, where the Supreme Court now has to consider, that act says that whatever was there at the time of independence will stay where it is, as it is, and you cannot modify it anymore. And that modification is what the Hindu side now wants. That
so it's all about really the interpretation of the Places of Worship Act of 1991, which is what we will be discussing as well, which is what no doubt is going to be the premise of arguments that take place both in the Supreme Court as well as the Varanasi court. Anisha, stay on with me. Let's focus on the top court of the country. What's coming up there? The petitions. Remember that a bench comprising of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud as well as P.S. Narasimha will be resuming the hearing in this particular case. The Hindu petitioners are expected to file their response to the plea by the Mosque Committee against the lower court's order. The court will also hear the Hindu side's argument after they were notified to appear. The Hindu side has argued that the Gyanvapi Kashi Vishwanath dispute is a pre-independence issue, so the Place of Worship Act of 1991 doesn't apply in this particular case. So that is what the Hindu side, which is the Hindu Sena, is arguing. The Muslim side has argued the survey is illegal because it's clearly in violation of the Places of Worship Act. The court will essentially decide on the survey's validity. They could stay it, which means that the survey report being submitted at the Varanasi court, all of that will also be affected. As far as the Tuesday hearing, the last hearing of this case is concerned, the Supreme Court had directed local authorities to protect the area where the alleged Shivling was found. The court had also instructed authorities to ensure that there's no obstruction or restriction with regards to prayers being performed at the mosque, with regards to namaz being offered. So, Anisha, if you look at how really the Supreme Court went about the hearing on Tuesday, it was essentially to reach a middle ground, to ensure that, prayers can continue at the mosque, that namaz can be performed, but at the same time, that the place, the Wazukhana, which is where this claimed Shivling has been found, that remains sealed too.
Well, yes, the Supreme Court, if you look at the Tuesday hearing, the Supreme Court said three very important points. One, whatever has been found must be preserved. Two, we will not pass any orders without hearing the other side, which is the Hindu petitioners and the UP government. And three, the right to worship, to offer namaz and the attendant rituals around the namaz should not be blocked. And four, that it is the responsibility of the local authorities, the DM and the police DGP, to ensure that no untoward incident happens in that area, and therefore proper security is maintained. Now, today what is going to be very crucial to see is what the UP government says, what the Hindu petitioners say, because so far there has been no response whatsoever in the court from the Hindu petitioners. The only affidavit that has come to the court is by one petitioner claiming to be an intervener, who is the president of the Hindu Sena, whose intervention, remember, has not been allowed by the court. The court has said, we will hear the actual case petitioners. We do not want to hear interventions at this stage. So what we see as the Hindu side of the case itself, they have not filed any response till at least till present. We are expecting them to file some response before the court, before the hearing actually comes up. We're also expecting the UP government to take some sort of a stand, because remember, what is before the Supreme Court is the legal question. The factual issue of what is there and what is not there is not the issue before the Supreme Court. The question before the Supreme Court is that, could the civil court have passed any orders or entertained any petitions whatsoever in the light of the 1991 Places of Worship Act? Because according to the Muslim side, if you conduct any survey, if you call for any sealing, if you call for any modification whatsoever, what you're doing is changing the religious character of the premises, which at the moment is that one part is the masjid, one part is the temple, and there is a small part which is called the Shringar Gauri Mandir, which is one wall inside the mosque premises per se, where rituals are allowed, which is something that has been, which is an arrangement that has been going on for decades. So if you today say that no, we must remove the walls, we must restore the temple, what you're doing is violating the 1991 Places of Worship Act. That is the argument of the Muslim petitioners, and that is why they want that this petition should not have been heard, that no survey should be allowed. Will the Supreme Court accept that argument is something we'll have to wait and see. Back to you.
All right, we'll track what happens in the Supreme Court as well as the Varanasi court with you, Anisha, very, very closely. For the moment, thank you very much for joining us. Now, what can we really expect from the Supreme Court today? I want to give you a sense of what happened the last time around during the hearing 2 days ago. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court took a very balanced view, a balanced stand on this issue, where they essentially managed to attain middle ground. Why do I say that? Look at the kind of observations and the decisions taken by the Supreme Court. First, they said that there will be protection of the claimed Shivling area, that area will be sealed off as decided by an earlier court order as well. Besides that, but the court also mentioned that as far as the Gyanvapi Mosque itself is concerned, only one portion where the claimed Shivling is will be sealed off. The rest of it should be available for Muslims to offer namaz. So prayers must continue there. Besides that, they also said that there will be no stay on the Varanasi court proceedings. Now, besides that, let me also explain to you what have been the arguments so far by the Hindu side and the Muslim side. The Hindu side has said that there's an attempt to change the character of the Shivling, that cement and debris has been found under the foundation, which they say is proof that there was an attempt to change the Shivling structure. The Muslim side, on the other hand, has said that this is not a Shivling, that it's a fountain in the Wazukhana. They've also said that all of this particular legal fight, these claims by the Hindu side, is an attempt to create disharmony and ensure that communal harmony is disrupted in this particular area. They're saying, let the mosque remain as it is. So those are the arguments back and forth that's been put forth in the Supreme Court by both the Hindu as well as the Muslim petitioners. Let's tell you right now, within the Gyanvapi Mosque, as I mentioned, there's one part of it that's been sealed off where this claimed Shivling has been found. So what really does the mosque look like? Where has this alleged Shivling been found within the mosque premises? Gaurav Sawant in this next immersive report explains all of that.
The Kashi Vishwanath Temple Complex and the Gyanvapi Mosque. Now, this area is in the headlines, but I want to explain this area to you a little in detail. Why is this so important, and why is Nandi, the ride of Bhagwan Shiv, actually facing the Gyanvapi Mosque and not the temple that was rebuilt or built afresh by Ahilya Bai Holkar after it was demolished on the instructions of Emperor Aurangzeb. Now, Nandi, it is believed, always faces Lord Shiv. And Nandi, as you can see here, is facing the Gyanvapi Mosque. When you look at the temple, well, the thing is, the Hindus believe that the Gyanvapi Mosque is where the temple or the original Shivling, one of the Jyotirlings, originally was Gyanvapi or Gyankup, the well of knowledge. Let's explain this location and the lay of the land to you. So the belief is Nandi always faces Lord Shiv. And when you look at the Kashi Vishwanath temple complex, Nandi is actually facing the Gyanvapi Mosque and not the temple that was constructed by Ahilyabai Holkar. Now, for Nandi, it has been a very long wait. A wait of more than 352 years, 4 months and 15 days and counting. But this is just a process that has started. Now, it is also believed that you whisper a prayer in the ear of Nandi and it reaches Lord Shiv. That is the belief. Hindus have believed that for centuries. In this case, Nandi very patiently is looking towards the Gyanvapi Mosque. The Hindu side says they found Lord Shiv. What happens next is now will be a matter of investigation in courts. The 5 women petitioners wanted unhindered access to pray at the Shringar Gauri Sthal and wanted videography to prove that there was a temple where the mosque now stands. And now we will show you on the last day of videography or the court or mandated survey what was found. So the videography that was ordered, it happened for 3 days and there were absolutely no problems in the videography. Every side cooperated is the information that we have, and the Hindu side is claiming that at the Wazu Khana, that is where the Shivling was found. Of course, this has been contested by the Muslim side that insists that it was a fountain that was already always there and already there. The ball now is in court for courts to decide what will happen next. Will the women devotees get unhindered access to pray, and will it be expanded further or not? We'll tell you more about that.
Now, a new 29-second video of the claimed Shivling at Kashi's Gyanvapi Mosque complex has sparked massive upheaval. This is unedited footage which shows the claimed Shivling and the well near the Wazu Khana. Meanwhile, politics over the issue and over the video that we're showing on your screens there is already playing out. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi is referring to this as an attempt by the BJP to return to the Babri era. The BJP is demanding the scrapping of the Places of Worship Act of 1991.
Another video of the claimed Shivling inside the Gyanvapi Mosque complex in Varanasi. This one shows the well-like structure next to the Wazu Khana. The Hindu side claims that the well houses the Shivling. Earlier images accessed by India Today showed the claimed Shivling inside this water body. The latest clip has only made the claim of the Hindu side stronger. They're now asking what more proof is needed.
हमने एप्लीकेशन लगाई है, वो एक एप्लीकेशन है फैक्ट्स असर्टेन करने की, कोर्ट के पटल पे अपनी बातें लाने की, और माननीय न्यायालय जरूर इसको देखेगा, इसके मेरिट्स को देखेगा। मुस्लिम साइड से अंजुमन इंतजामिया से उनके जवाब मंगाए जाएंगे।
The site where the claimed Shivling has been spotted has been secured after the Supreme Court order on Tuesday. The local administration has put 9 locks and 2 CRPF Jawans have also been deployed. They will guard this entire area 24/7. A deputy superintendent of police rank officer, the head of the Kashi temple security and 3 CRPF commandants will review security on a 24/7 basis. While the hearing in the Varanasi court did not take place on Wednesday, the Mandir Masjid dispute has already taken political center stage.
ज्ञानवापी मस्जिद का और इस तरह के घटनाक्रम भारतीय जनता पार्टी जानबूझ करके करती है।
मैं चाहूंगा कि अभी भी समय है कि इन 3 मस्जिदों पर, इन 3 मंदिरों के साथ जो अन्याय हुआ, जो मस्जिदें बनाई गई इनके आसपास या मंदिर तोड़कर मस्जिद बनाए गए, उन पर बैठकर हिंदू समाज के साथ या हिंदू समाज के जो लोग रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं उनके साथ बैठकर इस पे कोई सलाह करे, बातचीत करे और रास्ता निकालें।
विचारधारा में इनकी सोच के अंदर जो आप देख रहे हो क्या तमाशे हो रहे हैं देश के अंदर, अब एक नया तमाशा शुरू कर देंगे वहां पर।
The mosque panel continues to claim that the Shivling is actually a water fountain. The Lucknow All India Muslim Personal Law Board has also decided to form a legal committee that will oversee this entire case.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यह भी कहा कि मुसलमानों के जो रिलीजियस तरीके से जो आप नमाज पढ़ते हैं जो है उसमें वजू भी शामिल है, तो वजू करेंगे उसमें हाउस में जाकर, और 400 साल से उस वजू को उस फवारे को कुछ नुकसान नहीं हुआ। और अगर ये फवारे को अगर इस तरह अगर पेश किया जा रहा है तो कल ताजमहल को बंद कर देना पड़ेगा। ताजमहल के सामने भी फवारे लगे हैं, कहां जाके बात रुकेगी फिर ये?
Hindu motifs, the spotting of a reported Shivling. Will the survey report that's due to be submitted in the next few days be a game changer in the Gyanvapi Mosque Kashi temple case? Bureau Report, India Today.
Some opposition leaders have chosen to react to this Gyanvapi Mosque controversy by sharing memes. Mahua Moitra, for example, has been coming under social media fire for sharing an illustration, what you see on your screens there, taking a dig at the center over the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy, where a Shivling was reportedly found following a court-mandated video survey. So, Mahua Moitra has shared this picture that you see on the right of your screens there of the Baba Atomic Research Center and said that, hope this is not next on the digging list. Mahua Moitra's comment comes after Hindu petitioners claimed that a Shivling was found inside the mosque. The Muslim side has said that it's a fountain, not a Shivling. And Mahua has chosen to respond to all of this by putting out a meme. She's been lambasted on social media, saying she's mocking Hindu beliefs, that she is hurting Hindu sentiments. We'll put out that image also for you again of the tweet that she's put out, of an image of the Baba Atomic Research Center saying, hope this is not next on their digging list. It's not gone down well with many. The BJP is also lashed out at that tweet that Mahua Moitra has put out. She's attached with that a picture of the Baba Atomic Research Center, essentially referring to how it looks and the claimed Shivling that's been found in the Vazukhana of the Gyanvapi Mosque. The TMC at this point hasn't commented on this entire controversy, particularly considering that Mahua Moitra is facing a lot of backlash for the tweet that she's put out. And let's get you more reactions that have come in on this controversy. Here's what actor Kangana Ranaut has said. Hailing the Shivling in mosque claim, Kangana said that Lord Shiva is present everywhere in Kashi. Amid chants of Har Har Mahadev, Kangana Ranaut said that there's Lord Krishna in every part and every aisle of Mathura, and Lord Ram is present everywhere in Ayodhya. And similarly, Lord Shiva does not need any structure and that he settled in every single bit of Kashi. Kangana Ranaut is in Varanasi to promote her upcoming film Dhakad. She also visited the Vishwanath Dham corridor there.
देखिए, ये जो है जैसे मथुरा का कण कण में कृष्ण है, जैसे अयोध्या के कण कण में श्री राम है, वैसे काशी के कण कण में महादेव हैं। उनको किसी स्ट्रक्चर की जरूरत नहीं है, वो कण कण में है। हर हर महादेव।